well, that's... You know how much it costs the legal system to do lethal injection? You know how much it costs to go to the store and buy some rope? I'd rather be saving the taxpayers' money. This is suddenly getting political. Yeah, really messed up, yeah. Which, is a funny debate because, you've got, what is that? Oh, what was that called? Oh, yeah, whatever. Gun Squad. What was it? Is it just called a Shooting Squad or Gun Squad? Yeah, no, that's being talked about to bring back because with all that trouble with lethal injection, like the guy like not dying humanely and just dying in like extreme pain for long periods of time. They're talking about firing squad. Yeah, it's supposed to put you to sleep, but yeah, okay. But regardless of what my feelings are to criminals that do violent crimes, if the justice system is trying to do a humane way to kill people, having them squirm to death by like some extreme poison for like 5 hours doesn't seem very humane. Holy crap, Porcorosa's level 35, he's done. Switch. Bonkin girl, you're my researcher. Look how much it costs to do a lethal injection. And find out how much it costs to do a firing squad. This is Pokemon related. Look it up. It's Pokemon related. Completely Pokemon related. Oh, why did I make you do Mach Punch? What happens when I'm not paying attention? And of course you get burned. Alright, time to heal up. You don't have to if you don't want to. Yet somehow this gameplay is still rated G for everyone. Well, it's really PG because I think they say crap or bull crap here or there. Yeah, I just did. I just did. Yeah, but since I'm posting this on Pokemon forums, I have to keep it relatively family friendly. I'm sure the price of bullets have gone up. So many different gun laws and all that, bullets. That's a whole different topic, and I'm not even going to go over that. Because this is the wrong kind of game to be talking about that. I'm sure anybody that's like, hey, let's watch this new Nuzlocke by Sensei Pong. What is he talking about? This is going over my head. I'm only 10, or like, a person that's into like Pokemon at my age is like, wow, this is really heavy for Pokemon. What else should we talk about? Separation of church and state? What's a heated argument? Creationism and evolution? What? Let's talk about Pokemon. So how much is lethal injection as a whole? So how much is firing squad? Yeah, but you're still... What's the electric bill? That's a lot of electricity. See, if this world... If Pokemon were real... Here's a terrible thought. If Pokemon were real, the electric chair would cost so much less, because all you have to do is hook up a whole bunch of Pikachus. That's absolutely terrible and frightening. I'm sure Ash doesn't like come across that in the anime. We don't know about the manga though, because the manga does have death. And the conversation just lightened up. Bonging Girl just showed me a picture of a little kitty cat with a gun, pointing it at a duckling. This conversation's just gone from like incredibly serious to internet YOLO in 2 seconds. Ugh. Now here's a thigh. This is incredibly, this is a terrible way to go. And only because I'm terribly afraid of water, even though I love being on boats. What about execution by drowning? That just seems, okay. I don't see that. Said death by stoning? Okay, let's talk about inhumane. Okay, in this conversation, I'm just pulling this back up just because violent crimes are such an issue. That's not, whether the person should be executed or not is not the debate, topic of debate here. It's whether certain forms of execution are more humane than others.
So it's like
death by stoning doesn't seem very humane.
they bury them, so like they're wasted for
That's horrible. Alright, so modern day death by stoning. The way you do it is you bury the person about like chest down, neck down-ish, and then you stone them to death. And that costs like $100 something. $144. That's probably covering the stone cost. And sand cost, because you gotta bury the person neck up or chest up, and then waist to chest up, which doesn't sound very humane at all. So that's off the list. But what is the cheapest way, Bonging Girl? Our Pokemon professor. What's our cheapest way of execution? Ah, no. That. Oh no. That's a. How much? So for $48 and $43, $43.28, the cheapest way of execution is crucifixion, which I don't see that going over well. Let's put aside any of my beliefs and put aside any of my feelings on bringing back that I just don't see that going well with the general public. And back to my feelings, I just feel like that's opening up a whole can of worms of end times prophecy, and that's just frightening. Oh, that's even more disturbing. So I've just been informed by our Pokemon professor, Bongan Girl, that death by crucifixion is still an option for execution in Sudan. And what? Oh, in Saudi Arabia. Wow. Well, that is the geographical location to make it traditional, I suppose. Kind of close. The Roman Empire. Well, not really, because the Roman Empire didn't actually go all the way down through Sudan. But don't knock me on that information. I know more about history than I do Pokemon. But it's still that area. It's very close. Okay, well the guillotine costs about $1,700. Yeah, $1,700 to do the guillotine, and that has not been available as an option in any country since 1981. No, not the 1800s. 1981. What? With a few bucks, you can take it out with paint.
Add a few bucks and you
That's terrible. Man, the internet is terrible sometimes. So the site she is pulling this information up is said for a few extra bucks you can pimp out your guillotine and just get it painted up to whatever you want. Add $10 to $15 for the bedazzler. Oh, and a basket to catch the head. Yeah. Which I know this because I know a little bit about European history. But the guillotine, regardless of how frightening or like vicious that may be, it was more humane at the time because they were using axemen, and axemen don't always hit their target because it's a heavy axe, which is supposed to go through the neck in one fell swoop. But it's not always the case. Maybe they're not putting enough power behind their swing, or they just miss and hit the back or hit the head. So sometimes, or oftentimes than not, it would actually take more than one swing to get all the way through the neck, because the neck is actually pretty strong. That's why the guillotine was more humane, because it always went through the neck in one slice. Oh, nice. A lot of states actually still use, and actually a lot of countries still use the electric chair as a form of execution, but one guy was arguing that the electric chair should be replaced with the guillotine, because when you use the guillotine, decapitation is actually far less painful. So on a human rights argument, it's better than the electric chair. Also, number two, all the organs of the criminal is still intact, so you can still use the organs for donation to people that really need it in hospitals and all that, which I'm not really against. That's if someone needs a liver to survive, or a little kid, donate the liver. I'm an organ donor on my on my driver's license. Yay! That was a nice touch. So, Bonkin Girl, our Pokemon professor, has just showed me, like a diorama example of a picture from the internet on her phone of how the firing squad might look like, and it's done up with Barbie dolls and a little bit of paint. That's really quite disturbing. Why are they using Barbies? She's got that like painted smile, like yay! I'm Barbie. This is how it looks like to use the electric chair. Yeah, quite a bit of this conversation it will be cut out because it's a long conversation. I don't want my entire video full of talk about execution. This just seems incredibly dark for my series. Huh. I'm not surprised about the electric chair. Because the electric chair is it would seem like it would cost quite a bit to even like build and run and all that. So I'm not surprised that the electric chair is pretty expensive. I'm surprised that the firing squad is expensive though. And that's something I might have to look up into my own free time, because that's quite interesting. Because I was having a conversation with my coworker, Heavy Water EX, who shows up on the special things. It's everything that goes along. Yeah, it's so with the firing. Yeah. Okay. So with the firing squad, it's not so much the guns and the bullets. It's everything else that goes along with it. Hiring the shooters, hiring the cleanup, and you have to sedate the inmate that's on death row, because if not, it's considered inhumane, which would make sense, even though it's relatively painless, I would think, if everybody's shooting at the head. Okay. Okay, because I was... Okay. Well, then, why don't you just hire, like...
They're volunteers.
Oh.
So, they're not actually hiring.
Well, that's kind of sick. It's like, yeah, I want to volunteer for that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ew.
They might get paid, but they still volunteers.
Huh. Well,
Because I feel like it costs too much for them to keep them.
well, unless they change the mechanics of how the firing squad works, and, just hire actual executioners to aim for the head. I can see that being cheaper than taking a whole bunch of shots at a person.